Hockey Summer League here at the Thomas & Mack Center in Las Vegas. Your dad is awesome, kid. I'm J.E. Skeets, and alongside me, as always, it's the international man of mystery taking it to the max, Lee Ellis.
Friend.
Lily. Be honest with me. What do you think of this shirt? I feel like a safari hunter.
It's not your best color, but I think you're wearing it well tonight.
I'm going to go take down a rhino later. It's going to be awesome. All right, on tonight's show, Warriors assistant GM Kirk Lacob is going to join us here, and he's going to explain how the Warriors organization landed Kevin Durant this offseason, one of the biggest moves, obviously. And Australian basketball legend Andrew Gaze.
I thought you were talking about me for a
Not
second.
Lee Ellis. Andrew Gaze is going to join us to talk Tim Duncan's retirement and Down Under's best. We'll have a fun little game for him. But first, let's get to some Night 5, Day 5 Summer League highlights, and we start with Portland, Utah. Trey Lyles and the Jazz taking on the Blazers. Let's jump right to overtime. That's how you know it's a good one. Noah Vonleh for the Blazers makes the hook. Portland up 2. But Trey Lyles, who had himself a game in this one, he comes back. Now they're down 5 at this point, hits the 3.
Wow.
Where's Trey to say, we got ourselves a guy? Jazz down 4 now, under 5 seconds left. Spencer Butterfield, he's fouled shooting the 3 with 1.2 seconds remaining. He hits the first 2, now he's got to miss and tip it in, right?
This never works.
Rarely happens.
Never.
Rarely happens.
Never.
Perfect
What?
miss. Trey Lyles right there gets it to go. We're going to double overtime. Trey Lyles with 30 in this game. The rules in second overtime at Summer League, it's sudden death.
Awesome.
First to score. That's it. Blazers, Vonleh out to Pat Connaughton. He's deep, and it goes. Game over.
Straight
That's
out
it.
of Connaughton.
That's it. Doesn't matter. There's a minute 20 to go. He's pretty deep here, Pat is. Puts the gooseneck up, and
Leaves
it
it
drops.
hanging. Nice.
Blazers win that 92-89, again in double overtime here on Night 5, Day 5 of Summer League action. But let's talk about Trey Lyles. 30 points. It's one of the best performances we've seen here over the last 5 days. What do you think about this second-year Jazz player?
He just looks so much more comfortable out on the floor than he did last year. I mean, and that's what a year under your belt does. Also, I like how the big man can step out and knock down that long three-pointer. That's the way the game's going these days. So if you're a big guy and you can add that to your artillery, you're going to get a lot of minutes. He's a big guy. We know he can rebound. Clever guy. Pretty impressive performance today.
Yeah, the Jazz are interesting, right? They added George Hill, Joe Johnson, Boris Diaw, so some older guys to all of those young guys, including Trey Lyles. I'm hearing whispers around the arena that this is like possibly a 50-plus win team next season. You don't think so?
Well, 50 might be a little bit too much.
Jump.
They won 40 last year, so to win another 10 games in the Western Conference is tough. But I definitely think 45 is where they should be at least aiming themselves. You think then they're probably going to get into the playoffs. But good, experienced guys, especially Boris Diaw, veteran guys, won championships. So because remember the Jazz probably should have gotten in this season, but they missed it up right at the end. So if you add a couple of veterans like that, they can probably get you over the line.
Yeah, we will see. All right, let's keep it going here with the highlights. Celtics, Mavericks, Jaylen Brown, number 3 pick overall, taking on those Mavs. He had his best game by far here at Summer League. Going to throw down the huge one-handed slam going baseline. It was nice to see because he has struggled here in Las Vegas in the games he's played, and not tonight. Then he hits the tough Kobe-like fadeaway, Kobe, say it out loud. And then he gets to steal a little defense, goes the other way, takes it in for the layup. He had 20 points, 10 boards in this one, Boston up. But into the fourth, Mr. Anderson, Justin Anderson. Awesome. The Celtics on the fast break, they throw the oop, and he comes out of nowhere to block this thing. Yeah, check
That's
the replay.
That's a real slap. Look at that.
That is going to be in the running for Summer League Player of the Day, I think, today.
Sure.
Then offensively, Justin Anderson will step back, 3 splash. He had 29 points in the game, so Dallas up 74-62. Into the fourth, RJ Hunter finds Terry Rozier. We made sandwiches with him last year. Very weird sandwiches here on the show. He knocks down the 3.
Those.
The Celtics win. President Brad Stevens loves it. What do you think about Jaylen Brown, though? He has struggled, as I said, but 20 and 10 today. What do you think of this game?
Yeah, well, he struggled finishing at the rim, which sometimes can be nerves and a bit of anxiety when you're out there. You're trying to impress a little bit too much. But he had 17 free throw attempts today.
And you love free throws.
I love free throws. He made 12 of them. So if your shot isn't falling, but you're still managing to score, that's a very good sign that you understand that you might have a bad day shooting, but you've still got to make contributions to the scoreboard. And that's what he did. I mean, that fadeaway is that's amazing. If he can knock down that consistently, he's going to be great.
Coming into this game, he was 1 of 11 in the restricted area throughout his summer league, not just here in Vegas. So he was struggling, as you said. But he's only 19 years old. And I would much rather have a guy struggling to finish at the rim right now than someone who can't even get to the rim
Can't get
or is
past the
afraid
defender,
to
yeah.
get to the rim.
Yeah.
And this guy's not afraid. He already has an NBA body.
Yeah.
So that will come. You would
Yeah.
hope that would come because he can get there nonstop. He has an amazing first dribble.
And we've got to remember he's the third pick in the draft, so there are a lot of expectations on him, but you've always got to remember this is Summer League. Sometimes for these guys, this is the first time they're playing against grown men their own size, so I don't think it's too bad. I think the shot will come.
All right, moving on here, guys. Wizards and the Nets. John Wall in attendance. All right, taking a little Summer League action. Kelly Oubre Jr. playing well for the Wizards. John Wall had to have been loving it. Hits the three from outside. And then, little in transition, semi-transition, attacks the rim, gets the layup plus the foul. He had 16 points in this game. He's actually been quite
he's been
well
good,
here
yeah.
at Summer League in his second year. In the fourth, Rondé Hollis-Jefferson makes the layup plus the foul. Lee, I wish I could tell you whether he hit the free throw on that one, but I can't. Then again,
why
inside,
isn't it in the pack?
he draws the contact, he makes the bucket plus the foul. He would make that free throw. I can tell you that. He had 19 points on the game in the fourth. Wizards down 220 seconds left. E.J. Cooper finds Aaron White for the layup. Tied at 85. Good games here on day 5 at Summer League. Game tied under 10 seconds left, though. Hollis-Jefferson drives. Jarrell Eddy with the steal. Time is running out. He's got to beat the buzzer. Will he do it? Spoiler, yeah, he did.
Game winner.
0.1 seconds remaining. John Wall loves it, or he's just a great song just came on the iPod, but he is pumped up nonetheless, and the Wizards win. But again, I said Kelly Oubre Jr., another second-year player, which seems to be a theme here of these second-year guys looking better and better.
If you throw in D'Angelo Russell and Devin Booker as well, a lot of these guys you mentioned just look much better. They look more comfortable out there, and I love his length, especially he's got those long arms on defense. He's able to deflect the ball. He's able to create steals. And then on offense, look at these nice moves there, protecting the ball and finishing well at the rim. Almost a bit like Lamar Odom, you know, not just because he's a lefty, but that ability to sort of slice inside and also step outside and knock down the long one.
Yeah, I think the defense is big, though. Absolutely.
Yeah, that's good.
It looks way more locked in defensively, so good stuff there from Kelly Oubre. A couple more games here for you. Only 6 games on today. Well, let's take you through the final 3. Marquise Chris and the Suns taking on the Heat. Number 8 pick, of course, of the 2016 draft. It's a nice deep jumper there. Then Tyler Ulis throwing the alley-oop pass to Marquise Chris for the dunk. Yeah, let's take another look at that.
Yeah.
Tyler Ulis going back door. Go get it. He's young. He's got hops. Phoenix up early, 9-8. Tyler Ulis again drives. This is a tough shot. Makes the floater plus the foul. He hit the free throw. Everyone knocking down free throws today. Good sign there. Suns up 23-20. In the third, big Friends fan, Dragan Bender uses the screen, hits the 3. Could he be any more talented? That's how you do it, Chandler Bender. I didn't really even commit to it. In the fourth, though, Okaro White makes the no-look over-the-head pass to Kevin Tumba. Check this pass.
Oh, nice.
Hello. That will be on the top 10 plays from Summer League that Lee will put together on the final night because he leaves everything till the end. Moving on, Denzel Valentine and the Bulls taking on the Spurs. Jonathan Simmons, Finals MVP from last year. Yeah, he just nutmegged Felicio there and finishes inside. Check the replay. Did he mean to? Did he mean to?
Sort of. He kind of lost control, but then thought, why not? And it worked.
It's a little up in the air. But then Simmons off the screen, drives again, hits the layup. He had 22 points. Spurs up at the half in the third. Denzel Valentine, the Bulls' #1 pick this year. A tough floater off the glass. He had 15 in the fourth. DeJounte Murray, drives for the layup plus the foul. He would miss the free throw, but in the fourth, Spencer Dinwiddie, he's going to miss. Here comes OG Bobby Portis.
Oh, yeah.
With the putback slam. OG Bobby, so intense. He sleeps intense, I told you. 18 points and 8 boards. In our final game here, Ben Simmons, #1 overall pick in the Sixers, taking on the Warriors in the first. Ben Simmons.
Oh, another beautiful pass.
Beautiful no-look dish. This one to Holmes for the dunk. Great stuff. Very solid play indeed. Simmons now with the putback, one-handed slam. Yeah, that's right. Clean up the rebound. Good stuff from him. In the third, keep with the Simmons highlights. TJ McConnell, not TJ Maxley. TJ McConnell finds Simmons. Another nice finish. Floater right there in the third. Simmons forces the turnover, and then, all right, another highlight. Woo! The dish to Holmes again for the dunk. Philly up 3. But all that said, Golden State comes out on top in this one in the fourth. Patrick McCaw from UNLV, second-round pick here, hits the jumper.
Home court advantage then.
Warriors win. If you missed this one, by the way, the full game will repeat here on the network following the starters. All right, we got to take a break, but when we come back, assistant GM to the Warriors, Kirk Lakup, will join us here on the set. Andrew Gaze-Leather, don't go anywhere. Welcome back to the starters here at Samsung NBA Summer League Night 5. Yeah, the Warriors fans are out, and we're happy to be joined by Golden State Warriors Assistant General Manager and big Game of Thrones fan,
Yes,
Kirk
huge.
Lacob. I assume you're all caught up.
Absolutely.
Okay, good stuff. Thank you for joining us tonight. We really appreciate it.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Before we get into the whole Durant landing, because you guys had a pretty good offseason, to say the least, I want to know, as a Western Conference assistant GM, were you happy with the Tim Duncan retirement news this week?
No, because I'm a fan,
Okay.
and I love Tim Duncan.
Yeah.
So it's hard to see him go. It really is.
Were you surprised?
Maybe not.
No.
Maybe not. I think when he walked off the floor that last time, put his hand up,
Yeah.
that looked too good. It was too good for a movie ending.
But it does help that one of your
One of your
arch
biggest
nemesis.
rivals.
I'm not complaining
Yeah,
about it. I'm
that's-
sad, but I'm not going to complain about it.
Yeah, professionally, you're not going to miss him as much as maybe personally.
Yeah.
Is that
Yeah,
what you're saying?
professional Kirk, I'm not going to miss him. Kirk,
Yeah.
the fan, I miss him.
Well, you, like I said, you guys had an unbelievable offseason. You land the biggest fish, Kevin Durant. So congrats on that. I'm curious, were you in the meeting that ultimately helped convince Kevin Durant to join you guys in the Bay?
Yeah, I was there. It was a totally surreal experience, but one of the most organic meetings I've ever been. I mean, totally normal. Just a bunch of guys talking.
Yeah, obviously all of the stars on the Warriors are in there, and Bob
Yeah.
Myers, and I'm sure Steve Kerr, and so on.
Yeah, but no one knows. I mean, what really happened is at the end he said, I'm considering, and Bob said, fine, I'll play you one-on-one.
Oh,
And obviously Bob won.
yeah, I guess
Yeah, I
so.
guess so.
Yeah,
If the Warriors go on to win the championship, we know they lost in 7 games. If they go on to win, do you think you still get Kevin Durant?
I have no idea. I really have no
No?
idea. I'm not even going to think about it. I don't know.
It doesn't
What
matter
happened
now.
happened.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's over. I moved on. I actually woke up the next morning, forgot it happened, because we had to get ready for the draft. It's probably a good thing.
yeah.
When did you know? When did Kevin say, guys, I'm coming to join Golden State?
Well, did you get the notification on Twitter? For
Ah,
Players
right.
Tribune? That's when I found
Wow.
out.
Same time,
Wow.
right?
Yeah, same time all you guys found out.
Yeah.
Well, getting Durant, amazing, but I think it's safe to say it did cost you guys a little bit of depth, which made that team great, strength and numbers and all that. Are you worried at all about that, or how will you guys compensate for that? Again, losing some of the, I guess 5 or 6 some of your key players.
Yeah, well, we had a lot of guys who were going to be free agents anyways.
Right.
So we didn't know what was going to happen with any of them. We're really sad to see all those guys go. They're a huge part of what we did. There was a lot of continuity. I think one thing no one talks about, we won 6 7 games of championship and brought back 12 players.
Yeah.
Right.
That pretty much never
That rarely
happens.
happens, yeah.
And so we knew eventually there was going to be change, and I think this is as good as it could have ended up. Kevin's an unbelievable player. Zaza is great. Really excited about that. I can't believe that wasn't the first question you asked. How did we get Zaza?
Yeah, that's true. A big Zaza fan.
and
We got a lot
David
of
West.
we got a lot of fans in Georgia. They nearly got him into the All-Star game when he was there. I got to ask you this: how long, or maybe you're still even doing it, have you given your brother Kent crap, so to speak, for missing or getting snubbed by Klay Thompson after Klay went crazy in Game 6 of the Western Conference Finals? Here it is. Here we're gonna see the snub that went around the internet. That's your brother. Oh, just left hanging.
I'm never going to let him live
You're
it
never
down.
gonna let it
No, I actually made sure to get that one out there after it happened.
right.
Yeah, I tweeted. I asked some people to retweet it. Never going to let it limit that. But, that's his welcome to the NBA moment.
Yeah.
He needed one.
Yeah, I think I even saw, maybe you retweeted or tweeted, there was like the crying Jordan face got put on.
Yeah,
and
I did
everything.
that one too.
Yeah.
You know what? He deserved it.
Were you surprised to see your dad actually bowing down like that?
No,
Just-
nothing my dad does. Surprise. I tell that to people all the time. And I don't get embarrassed ever
No?
You've
he
seen it
does
all.
things like that. I've seen everything.
Yeah.
That's how I feel hanging out with him. I mean, you're really saying. Kirk, we can't thank you enough, man, for
Thanks for
coming on.
having me.
Best
Yeah,
of luck
absolutely.
next season. Give it up for Kirk. We got to take a break. When we come back, we're going to double down on the Aussies for this show. Australian basketball legend Andrew Gaze joins us live on set. Don't go anywhere.
He's the same person as far as his values and opinions of himself as the day he came in. I can still remember before his father passed away, looking at me in the eye and saying that I'm going to hold you responsible to make sure that when he's done, he's the same person he is now. And in that respect, he is. he's grown as a person, as we all do, through experiences. But his inner core, he was over himself when he came in, and after all these accolades and all this success, he's still gotten over himself. Hasn't changed a lick.
Yeah, that was Spurs coach Greg Popovich reflecting on Tim Duncan's career today. A very touching moment, and we're actually joined now by a guy who played both with and for Popovich and Tim Duncan, Australian basketball legend and Lee Ellis' hero, Andrew Gaze. Gazy, thanks for coming on. We really
no
appreciate
worries.
it.
No, it's a pleasure to be here. It's you get a little bit emotional
I
seeing
know,
Greg Popovich. I was almost just tearing up myself because it is he's been such a magnificent influence on that organisation, but on the entire league and really throughout the world. He's just an incredible human being, and
you got a chance to play with him.
Well, you use the term very, very loosely as far as play with him.
You were on the same team
I got
as
to
him.
tap him on the tush and say, "Come on, Timmy," slap high fives with him and share some times with him. But no, But one of the great things, although my role was virtually insignificant, the fact that just to be alongside him, the way he treated someone like me, was the same as he'd treat everyone. So he's just a great human being, and really privileged to have had that opportunity and spend some time with him, and certainly congratulate him on just an incredible career. What an amazing career he's had.
Unbelievable. Yeah, there you are. And I guess the 99 Spurs team. We've heard a lot of...
I was a powerful unit.
You're really quick tank there, man. You're still looking great. You're still looking great.
Hey, you can still shoot too, by the way.
I'm sure you can. All you Australians never lose the shooting touch, both of you. But we've heard tons of people that have played for Tim Duncan. I think he's had something like 140 teammates. They really do. They all say he's the greatest teammate ever. And I mean, you're echoing that. He really was.
Absolutely. And just the way he's treated everyone on the team, and real team first type guy, and absolutely no ego. Well, everyone has an ego, but no ego where it's to the detriment or it was going to be something that it was all about him. He'd sacrifice his game for a win, no problems at all. He's just a fantastic teammate and certainly a great leader in a different type of way. He wasn't overly demonstrative with his leadership styles, but still very, very powerful.
Yeah. And he was only in his second year too then. And you could take all that from him at that time.
Yeah. Well, one of the things was that just blew me away was just the relationship that he had with Pop, and Pop, he didn't mind just letting Timothy know that every now and again, hey, Tim, you might need to up the tempo a little bit here, big fella. And he would get on him, and a superstar like that, the way in which he responded, and I think that had an effect on the rest of the group, because when you got your main man, a superstar, being coachable in that way, it permeates right throughout the group. So it's fantastic. Great learning experience for me now as I go into my coaching career and try and emulate the great Greg Popovich. Probably won't be quite as vocal as that with my superstars, but nevertheless.
Give it a go, maybe. Give it a go. Well, look, switching gears here, back in 2001, you worked for Turner Sports, actually.
I did.
And you were covering the Goodwill Games. And I just learned this today, but you had a shooting contest with Inside the NBA's Kenny Smith.
That's right.
We found the clip here.
Wow.
So let's take a look at this.
It's in color.
I love Andrew Gaze. Love him. I don't think Kenny could outshot him in his prime. I will not lose.
I'm just here for representing my country, doing the best I can.
So here it is. It was a 3-round shootout. Obviously 3-point shots here. You took the first round. Kenny bounced back in the second. You must have struggled. 14 won it? Is that all that won it? But in the third, Gazy takes them.
Just good hospitality on my behalf of me in that second round to let him a chance.
You had home court advantage, right?
I
That
did.
was in Brisbane.
I did, but it was a bit easier too because the international line was a lot closer back then. So maybe just that being closer threw him off a little bit.
Yeah, it's possible.
So right now, obviously, the big talk in Australia, Ben Simmons, born in Melbourne, number 1 draft pick overall, and you played with his dad, Dave Simmons, back in the day. Do you remember seeing Ben Simmons?
Oh, my word. And in fact, I remember I saw him when he was in the under 14, so he was about 13 or 14 years of age, and his mum was at the stadium, and I was watching him play and see how impressive he was, and I was talking to his mum, and his mum was actually saying, Ben's not sure whether he's actually going to concentrate on basketball or Australian rules football because he loved it. Now, fortunately for him, he made the right choice and stuck with it, because he's going to be an exceptional talent. But yeah, he I think it just also demonstrates at that age the diversity of playing different sports, how it can and help out and help your development.
That's great. Well, Lee's the only Australian we actually know. So everything we know about Australia is through his eyes. Okay.
Oh no.
But
he hasn't been there in that long. I'm not sure we still.
Well,
he's got the accent. The good thing about it is he's been able to maintain the accent
he
because
practices, I think.
some Australians come in here and after 30 seconds in the joint, they've got a twang. And you go, come on.
We think he might be making these things up though about Australia. So we want you
to clarify.
To fact check. Aussie fact check. Okay. Aussie fact checking with Andrew Gaze.
I'm not the person to do this because
it's really simple. It's really simple. I'm going to ask you a question. You can answer, and then we'll show his answer and see whether or not you match up.
Okay.
Here you go.
Okay, yeah.
Gazy, best Aussie rules football player of all time.
Ever. Whew. I want to say Lee Matthews.
Lee Matthews. I don't even know who that is. What did Lee say?
Oh, Wayne Carey.
Yeah.
Please. Well, I'm a Hawthorn man, so.
Here we go.
Yeah, Lee Matthews was just a little before my time.
Lee Matthews, superstar.
All right, next one here. Best Australian animal of all time.
Wow. Please. Is there any? It'd have to be the kangaroo, surely.
That's a kangaroo. Okay, that one checks
There you
out. That one checks out. Kangaroo. Good stuff. All right.
Wow.
Best Australian cricketer of all time.
Well, Don Bradman is absolutely the best Australian cricketer, but that was a long, long time ago, so I don't know whether Lee is going with
he's old. He's just as old.
I think I know who you're going to say.
Don Bradman is the one. Yeah, of course.
Wow.
Don Bradman.
Okay. Best Australian band / musician of all time. Band or musician of all time.
Well, this is a very subjective thing, isn't it?
Yeah, we could be from different eras for this one.
I'd say, for me, I'm a bit of a classic rock type guy, so Cole Chisel would be my selection.
Well,
or AC/DC, maybe?
I should have said Cole Chisel, but
NXS, good choice. Good choice.
No, the correct answer is John Farnham, by the way. And all right,
very good.
Yeah,
well, that's just, he's not a man, he's
finally, the best Australian basketball player of all time. And you can include yourself.
Lauren Jackson.
That's a great answer.
That's a great answer. He went with Leonard
Copeland.
Guys,
what are you doing to me?
Guys, give it up for Andrew Gaze. Great spot.
Good on you.
We gotta take a break, but when we come back, the play of the day. Don't go anywhere.
Good on you, mate. Thanks.
On you, mate. Back with starters, Lily. Not a very solid play, just a play of the day.
Yeah, and it's a defensive play. And it comes from Justin Anderson of the Dallas Mavericks. Look at that for a beautiful chase down slap block. And the Celtics thought they had a layup. Justin Anderson said, no soup for you. Beautiful.
Anderson. All right, guys, tournament play starts tomorrow here in Vegas. So for a look at the upcoming Samsung NBA Summer League schedule, check out NBA.com. We'll be back tomorrow night after the last game. So join us here on the network. As I said, Ben Simmons repeat game coming up next. We'll see you then. You got a quote or anything?
Yeah, thanks for joining us, everybody. And remember, Andrew Gaze is a legend.
There you go.